So, if you're building any kind of AI powered medical tech for the European market, you know you're staring down two giants, the Medical Device Regulation, or MDR, and now the brand new AI Act. The question on everyone's mind is, how on earth do you conquer both of these without just drowning in paperwork? Well, let's break it down. You know the feeling, right? You've spent all this time, all this energy developing your amazing AI product. You're already wrestling with this mountain of compliance for the MDR. And then, bam, the AI Act shows up. It really feels like you're being asked to climb a second, equally steep mountain right next to the first one. So, does this really mean double the work, double the audits, double the headache? Okay, let's just take a deep breath. The short answer and the good news is no. It is absolutely not double the work. That's the biggest myth out there, and we're going to bust it right now and show you a much, much smarter way to think about this. So, if it's not double trouble, what is it then? Well, the best way to get your head around this is to stop thinking about building two different compliance systems. Instead, you need to see it as looking at your one product through two different but very much related regulatory lenses. Think of it like this. On one side, you have the MDR. That's your sector-specific lens. It's laser-focused on patient safety and the clinical performance of your device. This is your ticket to the market, what gets you that all-important CE mark. Then, on the other side, you have the AI Act. This is what we call a horizontal lens. It stretches across all industries, not just healthcare, and it's focused on a bigger picture goal, making sure AI is trustworthy and respects our fundamental rights. It's not a separate universe, it's just an added layer of requirements. So where does your medical AI product fit into all this? Look, the most strategic thing you can do is just assume from day one that your system will be classified as high risk under the AI Act. This isn't some kind of penalty, it's just the reality. Anytime an AI is a critical part of a medical device, it's considered high risk. It's as simple as that. But here's the part that should make you feel a whole lot better. A lot of the really hard work you're already doing to comply with the MDR gives you a massive head start on the AI Act. I want to be really clear about this. You are not starting from scratch. Just think about what you're already doing for MDR. You're building a quality management system, right? Probably based on ISO 13485. You have a super robust risk management file based on ISO 14971. You're deep into clinical evaluations to prove your device actually works. And you've got a plan for post-market surveillance. These aren't just MDR chores, they are the literal foundation for AI Act compliance. And this right here is the key insight. The risk management process you already have, that's the backbone for the AI Act's rules on risk. Your clinical evaluation work, that's your evidence for AI performance. See? The trick isn't to reinvent the wheel. It's just to explicitly connect the dots and document how the processes you've already worked so hard on meet these new AI Act principles. Okay, so you've got a head start. That's great. But what's actually new here? Let's get into the specifics of what the AI Act adds on top of all your standard MDR work. There are 5 big new areas to focus on. First up, data governance. You have to meticulously document the entire life story of your data set. Where did it come from? How was it cleaned? How did you check it for quality? Second is bias and fairness. This is huge. You have to proactively prove your AI works reliably for everyone across all patient groups. Third, transparency. You need to be crystal clear with users that they're dealing with an AI, not a person. Fourth, human oversight. A clinician must always be able to safely step in, ignore, or override the AI's output. And finally, number 5, technical logging. Your system basically needs a flight recorder to log its behavior, so if anything ever goes wrong, you can actually figure out why. So with these new rules, how do you manage it all without creating a compliance nightmare? Well, the answer is to build one single, integrated system that can rule both of these regulations. This gets to the very heart of the strategy. The most practical, sane thing you can do is avoid creating 2 separate stacks of documents. Don't do it. Instead, you integrate the AI Act's requirements directly into your existing MDR framework. Think of it like adding a new wing to a house you've already built, not building a second house next door. Okay, let's get really practical about what this looks like. In your QMS manual, you just add a new section that covers the AI lifecycle. Simple. In your existing risk management file, you add those new AI-specific risks, like data drift, which is when your model's performance gets worse because real-world data starts to look different. In your technical documentation, you create a new annex called AI System Description.
And in your post-market surveillance plan, you just add specific monitoring goals for your AI. It's all one single coherent story.
And what's the big payoff for doing all this integration work? It's simple. One audit, two lenses. When your notified body comes to assess your product, they're going to conduct a single assessment. They're just going to be looking at your unified documentation through both the MDR lens of patient safety and the AI Act lens of trustworthiness. One process. That's the goal. All right, let's pull all of this together into a clear, actionable roadmap. This is something you can use as a founder or a product lead to really guide your strategy right from the very beginning. Here it is, your 5-step roadmap. 1. Confirm your scope and just assume you're high risk. Get that settled. 2. Design your documentation to be AI first right from day one. Build that single integrated file. 3. Engineer for trust. This is critical. Make things like data quality and human oversight core product features, not some compliance checkbox you tick at the end. 4. Prepare for that dual lens audit. Expect questions on both MDR and the AI Act. And finally, 5. Use the transition time we have right now strategically. Don't wait. Start building to the full AI Act standard today. So here's the bottom line. It's time to stop thinking of this as double the work. When you approach the MDR and the AI Act as just two lenses on one system, compliance stops being this awful burden. Instead, it becomes your design framework for building safer, more trustworthy AI. And let me tell you, in today's market, that is a powerful, powerful competitive advantage for your startup.